Yo, what is up, boys, and welcome back to another video slash stream. I mean, hopefully it'll be a video because this is going to be completely off the dome. We're going to be recommending or not recommending 5 anime that I've been watching recently, or that I've watched recently. I've watched a good 20 to 30 series in the last year or so. So hopefully this can become an ongoing series, but we'll see how it goes. Today we're going to be talking about Spy X Family, To Your Eternity, 86, Skeleton Knight, and Mushoku Tensei. Thank you for the biddies and a wolf. Appreciate you, homie. I hope everyone here is having a good day. Let's start off with Spy X Family, but for the most part, I'm going to be talking about what I like about these series, what I dislike about these series, and at the end, I'm going to say whether or not I recommend you guys check them out, and I'm going to try to give a premise, but I'm really bad at describing premises, so hopefully that goes well. Spy X Family, I must say it's nothing revolutionary, but there's also I can't really find a fault with the series. It is wholesome, it's cute, it's fun, the characters are super likable, it's funny, it genuinely makes me laugh, and I'm always looking forward to the next episode, which is something I can't say for a lot of seasonal stuff. In general, I like to binge anime, and I suck at watching things seasonally, on top of the fact that half the seasonal stuff coming out nowadays is just complete garbage. But yeah, overall, I would recommend it. I'm going to try to do a premise. Alright, bear with me. So, there is a spy named Twilight, and overall, there seems to be some type of rivalry, some type of conflict between two nations, and our main character, codenamed Twilight, is tasked with infiltrating a certain party and getting close to one of the leaders, but it's really hard to do so he has to put together this fake family. He adopts a child named Anya who could read minds and is super cute, and ends up marrying or faking a marriage with his wife Yor, I believe her name is. She's super badass, and actually that's one kind of fault I could think of, is how doesn't this fucking spy question how strong his wife is? But it also, the plot doesn't matter that much. It's just a wholesome, fun family, and the series is really, really enjoyable. Yeah, aka Lloyd Forger, exactly. This is the Forger family. So, yes, I guess that could be a flaw, but at the same time, it's this is just a fun series. The plot isn't that serious. Maybe it sounds serious, but if you check it out, it's kind of slice of lifey. But yeah, would I recommend it? Absolutely, 1000%. Exactly, Jordan. The plot gives it a certain forward momentum so that the series has some type of direction. It's not the most important thing, but it makes it so it doesn't get stale and there's always something for to do. There's an objective at the end of the day. It's not reactive, but rather proactive. To Your Eternity. So moving on to Your Eternity. To Your Eternity has a really cool concept. It's actually by the same creator of the movie A Silent Voice, which is honestly one of my favorite anime movies, so I would recommend that as well. But To Your Eternity, the concept is unique. I'm trying to remember, I watched this a good 6-7 months ago, but if I remember correctly, it's this god throws an orb down to Earth, and this orb absorbs what's around it. So at first, it takes the shape of a rock, but then a wolf dies on it. So then the rock takes the shape of the wolf. But it's struggling to walk, doesn't know how to eat, doesn't know how to be a wolf. It just took on the shape, and it's slowly taking it in its surroundings. So eventually it takes on the surrounding of a boy nearby, or a boy that took care of the wolf. But even though it's a boy, it doesn't really know how to speak. It lacks morality and ethics, and it really just takes on, yes, odd job just for a video, it really just takes on its surrounding, takes in its surroundings. So if this human, or this, no, I'm not this human, this person now were to be in contact with evil people or good, kind-hearted people, it would learn those things. And it's really, really an interesting concept that I haven't seen done before. It has likable characters. The world is pretty cool. I've only really watched the first season. I don't know if there's another season. I know there's a manga for sure, but I'm looking forward to watching the next season, and I would recommend it 100%. 86 now. Ooh, 86. I feel like I'm going to struggle to describe this series. But this might be the only one I don't recommend. But at the same time, I liked the first season. I really did like the first season, while the second season I wasn't a fan of. I think a flaw for this series is that, okay, I should try to describe the premise, but it's really, really hard. So basically, there's a war, or constant wars going on against this AI legion, right? And this one country is basically using these people, this group of people known as 86, to fight the war for them. So it's very, I wouldn't say reminiscent of World War II, but like these people are basically in a camp, and they don't even consider them humans, right? You have this silver-haired nation that considers themselves better than everyone else, and when the 86 go and fight the war for them and die in battle, it's literally like they treat it as like non-humans dying, which is disgusting. And what's our main character's name, or one of the main characters? See, the problem with this fucking series is the 86. I don't care about a lot of them. It's sad. They should make us, the series and the plot should make us care about these characters. So when they go out and die, like 30 of the main characters, or the main 86 that we were watching died. And I didn't like really feel anything, and it's disgusting. I should. I think so. The only people I can remember are Shin and Lena. Is her name Lena? I think the best part is like seeing the interaction with Lena, who is obviously one of the silver-haired people tasked with working with the 86, seeing her interact and have empathy towards them and get to know them. But then there's moments where one of them dies and they 86 are snapping at them like, you didn't even ask for our names. And like, as a viewer, I'm like, yo, I didn't even think about their names either. That's fucked up. So it has, like, that interaction was really cool in the first season. And honestly, the ending of the first season, they probably could have ended it there, kind of, if they just made it a little more brutal or something in the end, or a cooler ending. But it continued, and Lena was no longer like the focus anymore, and it followed like a group, these like 586 that escaped. I am spoiling, by the way. It followed like these 586 that escaped, and because I just didn't care about a lot of these characters, and I think they were going for like, these people, all they know is war, right? All they've known their entire life is war, so they don't really have like this over the top emotions, and they're pretty I don't know the word for it, like nonchalant a lot of the time. And it was just hard to really, there was so much dialogue that just felt like worthless and didn't mean anything, and it really dragged a lot in the middle. But the ending was really good, of the second season as well. I did enjoy the first season. The only reason I wouldn't recommend it is because the second season was hard for me to watch. I was really, really bored. But at the same time, like, I could see what they were going for. Like, these people that know war their entire life had nothing else. Like, they ended up escaping to another society, and really all they knew was war, so they couldn't like amalgamate. They were ready to go back to the battlefield and keep on fighting, you know? I'm really trying, when I don't like a series, I really try to explain why. And I think a lot of it is just the fact that it's got weaker characters and dragged at certain points. And they could have used a lot of the points that I felt like were really slow to like build up their character development, but rather I feel like they didn't really accomplish much. I still think it's like a solid like 5.7 out of 10 maybe. Not including the second season, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 maybe, 6.5 out of 10. It's not bad, but at the same time, I really got bored with the second season. Anyway, I'm going to move on to Skeleton Knight. And one thing that's been fucking driving me crazy lately with isekais, I'm not implying that this is Skeleton Knight specifically, because Skeleton Knight actually has like some entertaining characters. The plot is good, but not much else. Are you talking about 86? In which case, I kind of agree. I do like Lena, and I think maybe she was a strong point, and her interactions was a strong point in season 1, and then remove Lena from the equation, and now I'm just bored. But with Skeleton Knight, I'm trying to think here. Oh, I was just complaining about fucking isekai. I feel like every isekai nowadays is just throw an overpowered character into a fantasy world, have Wham and be, oh my god, I'm so impressed by this guy's mad skills, have super generic characters, and that's the series. That's it. I'm tired of overpowered characters that don't work to be overpowered. Now, all you need to do is do that with decent writing and likable characters, and boom, Skeleton Knight's actually decent. Like, I'm enjoying watching it, not gonna lie. But there's so many series, like, if I were just to literally open up Crunchyroll right now, the Greatest Demon Lord is reborn as a typical nobody. Garbage. Sorry, that was a little drastic. There was one, this overpowered protagonist, isekai fantasy world with the fucking reincarnated with the weakest crest. I just feel like it's the same thing over and over and over again. Like, at first it was fun, But now they're just throwing shit together for a money grab. And again, I'm not saying that this is Skeleton Knight. I actually kind of enjoy Skeleton Knight, but that's just because the characters are kind of likable. That's literally all you fucking need to do, man. I would recommend it. It's nothing amazing. It's like a 7 out of 10 or something like that. Mushoku Tensei. Ooh, what a banger, man. And you know what's funny about the thing about Mushoku Tensei is I literally dropped this series the first time I watched it because it's a like 30-year-old or older man reincarnated into a baby's body. And there was a lot of perverted jokes in the beginning that were just like so off-putting, and I'm desensitized to this shit, and it was still off-putting to me. So I ended up dropping it initially. I just didn't find it funny, and I was weirded out a little bit. But if you stick with it, so one thing I actually like about having a 30-year-old reincarnated is all the trauma he experienced in his past life was actually relevant to the isekai. Mind-blowing, making it when someone like literally that's all you need to do. All you need to do is if someone gets isekai'd, make it that they're like. The amount of series that make it that the past life didn't matter at all is fucking crazy to me. It's like, it was pretty simple. It wasn't overbearing. Garnet loved that show. I mean, Mushoku Tensei is actually fire. Like, it just got better and better and better. I fell in love with the characters. I highly recommend you stick through the beginning. It's definitely a little trashy in the beginning. But like I said, like him being isekai is actually relevant to the plot. There's a lot of cool powers, a lot of good characters. And I'm just like, I was so into it. I was so immersed. And I would recommend it. So basically, recommend the first season, and then the second season sucked. Definitely recommend. It had a really strong start, but I feel like it was just okay towards the end. And recommend for Spy X Family. I hope you guys enjoyed. I don't know how long I've really even been talking about these, but it's... I want to start talking... Oh, Midget PB, thank you for the sub, homie. But yeah, I want to start talking about anime on stream more often, even if it's only for 10-15 minutes to make a video out of it. I watch anime all the time, so hopefully next week or in a couple of days we could do this again. Just talk about 5 anime and whether or not I recommend it. You have to get used to Mushoku Tensei. I agree. Like, it was just a little bit of a... You need to give it a couple episodes. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.